Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be all about skincare, and we're going to be focusing on masks today. So I'm going to be showing some of you my favorite masks that I've been using over the last couple months. I think a lot of them are new with the exception of one. I don't think I've shown any of the others on my channel besides one of these masks before. So let's get right into it. We're going to start off with an exfoliating mask, and this one is rather new to me, and it's actually a newer mask in general. And this is the Drunk Elephant TLC Sukari Baby Facial. It's of course from Drunk Elephant. You guys know the line. If you're familiar with them, they have very minimal packaging and it's very eco-friendly. I absolutely love this guy. It is a 25% AHA and BHA mix, and it is a once a week leave-on peel that you put on for about 20-25 minutes depending on how your skin sensitivity is, and then you just rinse off and follow with your skincare. And I find that this mask is super effective. It really does get the dead skin cells completely sloughed off, but without being super harsh, so you're not going to actually have peeling of the skin like you would if you got a Jesner's peel or a glycolic peel or a lactic at an esthetician spa or a dermatologist spa. So it's definitely safe for at-home use, and I love that it's in a very eco-friendly and ergonomical pump. You don't have to mix products. When I was an esthetician, a lot of our acid-based masks were a powder mixed with an activator. So there was a mixing process, there was a ratio, there was like a whole, it was like a whole thing. So this is really easy for the everyday person to use, and especially if you're newer to peels, this is a great one because it's pretty gentle. You only feel it sting for, I'd say, maybe a minute or two, and then during the actual wear time of the mask you don't feel it until you rinse it off with water. That does kind of reactivate the glycolic and lactic acids that are in here, so you might feel it take a little bit then. But other than that, it's pretty gentle. I've been loving it. This is my second one of these. The full size is around $60 if I remember correctly, which is amazing because you get so many uses out of the big, I mean even out of this little one, so you'll get so many out of the big one. When I was an esthetician, if you were going to go to a spa or get one of those services done, it could easily be 150 bucks. So really great deal on this guy. Absolutely love it. Moving on, we have another exfoliating mask. Actually the next two are, and this one is the Exfoliate. And this is an intensive exfoliating treatment from Kate Somerville. She is an esthetician from Fresno, and this is an amazing, amazing exfoliant. It does have little granules in there as well, so it's also a physical exfoliant if you wanted to use it just slightly as a scrub. But there are papaya, pineapple, and pumpkin enzymes present in here, so they dissolve the dead skin cells. Think of them as like little Pac-Man, and these are the dead skin cells that kind of eat them away and go down, 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 so the top layer of the skin is removed so that the skincare products that you follow up after this mask can soak in better and be more effective. This mask, similarly to the Sukari Baby Facial, you only want to do once, maybe 2 times a week. This one's much gentler than that one, so you can do it up to 2 times a week. And you want to apply it on clean skin or just when you wake up in the morning. And this mask you want to leave on for about 1 to 2 minutes, and preferably use it in the shower because steam does activate the enzymes. And this guy I absolutely love. It smells amazing. The pumpkin in there is very strong, but there's also a clove scent to it, so it's very fall, very spicy, and it just leaves the skin super soft. It does sting a little bit, but I don't really mind that because I know it's working. And enzymes, you do actually feel sometimes a little bit more than an acid for some reason. The reason behind that I don't really know. But yeah, so this guy is great, absolutely love it, and I can't recommend it enough. I'm on my second one right now, and these retail for about 80 bucks if I remember correctly. The next mask is very similar to the Kate Somerville, but this one you don't use in the shower. This is the PTR Pumpkin Enzyme Mask from Peter Thomas Roth. And this one you would leave on for 1 to 7 minutes. So this one you can leave on a little bit longer than the Exfoliate. I really don't recommend leaving that one on for longer. I have before, and it did kind of leave my skin a little irritated. But this one I like because you can just leave it on, do what you're doing, walk around, and you don't necessarily need to be in the shower to do it. So that's why I'm a little bit lower on this one. I use it more often. And I really like it. There's also a little bit of texture in this as well, so it does exfoliate physically too. I find these are like really similar masks, but this one you can leave on a little bit longer, and it's similarly to the K, it will activate in the shower with the steam anyway because of the enzyme, so you can use both in the shower. But this one isn't directed to, so you can use this more frequently or just more as like a mask as you do other things. So love it. And I think this one I can't remember. I think it's 65 or 70 for this mask. All right, so now we're going to move on to the next mask. And oh, this actually is an exfoliating mask as well, but this one is a little bit different. This is the Blue Tansy mask from Herbivore. So as you can see, a lot of these are not the full sizes. This came in the big kit with all of the PTR masks. And then this guy right here was just a sample that I received, and I absolutely love this mask. So the Resurfacing Mask from Herbivore has blue tansy flower in it. That's what gives it this blue hue. It's not a synthetic dye, and it's a very light resurfacing mask with AHAs in there. It's a low concentration. This one you don't feel stinging at all, and you do kind of need to use it a couple times before you see results. It's much gentler, so I highly recommend this for sensitive skin or anyone who's looking for something that leans more on the natural side. Herbivore is a very, very natural line. I'm not sure, they may be 100% natural, I'm not entirely sure, but they work so well. Given that they are more natural, and you do kind of need to use up the products within the timeline marked on the back, just because there's not as many preservatives or fillers in there that keep the product fresh, and they're more natural based, so they do degrade faster, just due to like how things biodegrade. So you need to go through them a little bit quicker, but I really love this mask. It's very gentle. It makes your skin feel very smooth, but not like this guy where you feel like, oh, I don't have any skin right now. I need to put on a lot of healing skincare like retinols and vitamin C and anything very hydrating after a peel like this. This guy is not as intense, so you can kind of do this a couple times a week and just keep the skin texture smooth, get rid of any dry patches. It's not necessarily going to peel, so to say. It's just going to lightly resurface over time. So I love this guy, highly recommend it. The scent is a little weird, but you get used to it and it doesn't linger. And I really can't say enough good things about it. Really like Herbivore. They're a great line that's newer to us at Sephora, and they have some really cool products. Like they have a rose toner, they have a green tea and kale toner, if I remember correctly, and then a lot of their products are more fruit and plant-based, so really high quality line that's more natural. Okay, the next mask that I have to talk about is one of my all-time favorites, and it is a newer mask to me that was introduced into my skincare routine after I started working at the Denver store, and this is the Perricone Cocoa Moisture Mask. This is incredible. Oh, it smells amazing. If you guys have ever been into Sephora and been in the fresh aisle, on the gondola down at the bottom, there's usually the Cocoa Body Polish, which smells amazing. It's a chocolate-based body scrub, and that smells like Hershey's chocolate, like really sweet, very creamy, milky, you know, it smells like very rich milk chocolate. This, I feel like, is Godiva or Ghirardelli chocolate or See's candy, like something very deep and rich and more luxurious. So this is like grown-up chocolate, and it just smells so amazing when it goes on the skin, and the scent lingers the entire time you're wearing it and a little bit after, even if after it's rinsed off. So the chocolate smell is divine and heavenly, and it makes you feel so pampered and special when you're wearing it, and it also leaves the skin so hydrated. Perricone is an excellent line for pretty much anyone, especially mature skin. They have so many high quality and science-backed ingredients that are included in their product line that I find that they're probably becoming my new favorite skincare line out of any line. I've found that my skin has responded extremely well to their products. They are effective. The price point is not terrible. I have, from my experience with a lot of skincare being an esthetician, I have found the result and efficacy of Perricone to be similar to that of La Mer and La Prairie, these very, very high-end luxury lines. And their price points are literally fucking stupid. Like $800 for a cream, like it's just, it's nuts. So Perricone being at a lower price point, I find them very accessible for very high quality results. So they're a line that I highly recommend. They're great for people who have clear signs of aging, people who are starting to see signs of aging, and people who just want to be preventative. There's a line pretty much for everyone and a product for everyone, and their cosmetic line is incredible as well. So I highly recommend this mask. It's about 69 bucks if I remember correctly, and it smells so good, and it's just worth it just for the smell and the experience of wearing it. I don't necessarily know if I have seen long-term results. Because it's so expensive, I don't wear it, I don't use it that often, so I haven't seen how much it's changed my skin, but I recommend it if you want to like shell out the money for it, just because it's a great experience and the luxury mask to pamper yourself with. All right, I'm not gonna stay on this one long because you guys have seen me use this mask in the past in old videos when I was in my old apartment, so a long time ago. And this is the PTR 24 karat gold firming mask. This is a gel-based mask with 24 karat gold powder in there. There's also a couple of other, I think there's a couple of other metals in there too. And this is a firming mask. Gel textured masks usually are firming because they tend to be cooling and they dry down a little bit and tighten. And then the gold is also a firming ingredient. It's a known firming agent that's been used for thousands and thousands of years by everyone for the skin. And it's also antimicrobial, so it's anti-acneic. Gold is often present in a lot of acne cleansing bar soaps and things like that, so it's going to help with clearing breakouts if you use this regularly. I wouldn't use it all the time just because this is very expensive. And it helps fill in fine lines, not by like filling them in, but it plumps the skin while you're wearing it. So you'll have like a temporary Botoxy kind of line-filled look for a little while after you wear it. And I just love it because it's fun to wear. It doesn't really smell like much. It smells just like a cream, and it's really fun to wear. That's really the main reason I use this. I don't necessarily see any huge tightening effect. I do see it definitely around my eyes when I use this mask, not so much here or in my neck area when I bring it down, but that may just be because I don't really have visible fine lines yet at my age. But there's a ton of peridot in here, there's caffeine, so that's gonna tighten and firm, that's known to do that. So it may just be because that I am not at that point where I would see tons of results, but I do see it in this area when I use this mask. So it's definitely effective, I love it. I don't know how much it's gonna do for very deep lines, that I didn't even see anything happen with like the minimal ones I have here, but it's just a fun mask to use, and I do find that it's very brightening. I find that this mask kind of does more of what it doesn't say. It leaves my skin feeling really hydrated, very soft, and very brightened, which isn't really the claims of this mask. It's targeted towards firming, so I don't know how that works out, but I absolutely, whoa. My hair is a little crazy right now, but I absolutely love it. I continue to repurchase the big box set because I don't really like committing to this one, and I go through the others pretty quickly, so it's almost worth it to just get the set for me again. The full-size mask is about 80 bucks, so it's a little expensive, but I love it, works, and yeah. Alright guys, so we are down to the final mask, the final one. Sorry this video was a little bit long, but I have a lot to say about these masks. I fucking love them. Another one that I wanted to give an honorable mention to is the Glam Glow Super Mud. I didn't think I would include this in my favorites simply because my skin has now transitioned into extremely dry and dehydrated since I moved out here to Denver, so I don't really like doing clay masks too often. But this one, I just really like the way it feels. It feels active. So if you feel like your skin's just like really shitty at the moment, this is a great mask because it has eucalyptus in here and it has the teoxy complex, which is actual tea leaves or the tea steeped water. Every Glam Glow product has the teoxy complex in it, and that means it has either the actual physical tea leaf used in the brewing process or the extract or tea water that was used during the brewing process in the product. And every Glam Glow product has that. So with that said, I've discovered that this mask has a ton of antioxidant benefits in there with the tea and just the leaf extracts in there. It really helps fight any free radicals that your skin would be exposed to or has been exposed to during the day. It's a great one to do if you've been wearing a lot of makeup and you've been like walking around downtown, around cars, or if you've been partying. This is a great one to kind of clear out the skin, detoxify, and the eucalyptus feels very cooling. So this mask is a great pampering mask. I do not do this one often because I find it's pretty intense. It's a strong mask, so I don't like to do it too often. and it's also kind of expensive. It's 69 bucks. All of Glow masks are around 69, 70 bucks, except for like the squeezy tube ones. They're a little bit cheaper. And yeah. So guys, thank you so much for sticking to the end of this video. I know it was a little bit long, but you know me, I'm an esthetician and my channel is very heavily skincare focused. So I do tend to go a little more in depth into my skincare product explanation and reasoning behind why I love a product or don't. And that's about it. So again, I hope you enjoyed. I hope this video was helpful if you guys were thinking about purchasing any of these masks and you wanted to know a little bit more about them. As a Sephora cast member, I'm using these masks on the daily, talking about them regularly, selling them, pushing them to clients, figuring out which ones would be best for which skin types. So I absolutely feel very confident in recommending these to you guys, and I love them. And I don't really think that I've left out any. There's a couple more on my shelf, but I don't really find them as holy grail or like the masks I can't live without. These ones are really the ones that I find have changed my skin the most, been the most effective, and the ones that I see myself using in the long run. So yeah, guys, that concludes this video. I'm so glad to be back. I feel like I've been gone forever, which I literally have, but if you've been following me, you know my life has kind of took a very large turn for the worst and then did a huge turnaround for the better. So I'm doing a lot better. Let's stop using the same words like right after each other. That sounds stupid. And yeah, so this has been a very long ending, but I just wanted to say thank you for your patience and welcoming me back, and I will see y'all in my next one. And until then,